Today I'm going to show you how I built my own wood tile backsplash. For 40 square feet of backsplash, you're only going to need 20 square feet of material, as I'm going to show you how to double up your wood by cutting it in half. First, you need to rip down the wood to the size that you like. I chose 3.5 inches. It look a little bit more like a tile backsplash. This is the part where you need to be careful. You're going to slice your wood in half. Now you get to choose how long you want them. I went with 8 inches. All you have to do is sand the edges of them and choose your stain. I went with mini wax, espresso, and special walnut. I think my favorite part about the project is that you can make it as funky or as classy as you want it to be. So when you get inside, you're going to come across several obstacles. A couple of ways to combat them is to make sure that when you're going around all of your outlets, that you measure twice and you make sure that you label them so that when you come back inside, you're not playing Tetris with all of your pieces. The thing that you're going to want to think about before you glue them on is behind the stove. So this is where you're going to need your finishing gun or even just a hammer and nails. That way they don't fall down before the glue dries. So although it looks like I didn't stain them beforehand, I do suggest you do that. I realized afterwards that it's going to be a lot messier if I stain them inside. So make sure that you cut a couple of pieces at 4 inches, so half of your length. That way you can do the brick style that I talked about earlier. Alright, so now comes the fun part where you get to see all of your hard work come to life. Make sure that you have a lot of PL on hand. It's not the kind of glue that dries fairly quickly, so you do have some time. So give yourself a little bit of wiggle room, have some patience so that you make sure everything is placed exactly where you want it. It won't be dry for 24 hours, so you do have a window where you're able to shift some pieces around. When you get your first couple of pieces on, it does move fairly quickly, and then when you reach the back of their stove, that's when you're going to need your nail gun, like I mentioned earlier. Again, your nail gun is just to hold the pieces until the PL dries, because once that dries, it's not moving. Alright, when you're nearing the end and you have braved every outlet and corner and the back of the stove, you're going to want to decide where you're going to finish it. So I just drew a line with my level and butt everything up to it. You've done one side, so now you've got to put your stove back clean up, and trust me, I was a lot more excited than I looked. Now repeat everything you learned with the first part of your backsplash to any other remaining parts that you would like to finish off as well. And as you see, we went right up between the cupboards and the windows to make it look a lot larger than it actually is. Alright, whether you went classy and simple or bold and funky and might have even added some colors in there, I'd love to see them. So hashtag DCWoodworksDIY so that I can look. Tuning in, guys, to the DIY wooden tile backsplash. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. You can find me on Instagram, DC_Woodworks.